Hello and welcome to Tech Deals, game performance review time, Fallout 4. We're playing Fallout 4 today on this custom-built $350 gaming computer. I have previously done a video showing the build of this computer from a pile of parts as well as Windows install and all kinds of other videos. Check those out in the description below. But $350 gets you a actually pretty decent computer. Intel Pentium G4400 processor. It's their entry-level chip for $60. 2 cores, 2 threads, 3.3 gigahertz, 6th generation, nice chip. NVidia GeForce GTX 750 Ti. It's a $100 graphics card. It's basically an entry-level card, but you know what? It works just fine. We're playing at Full HD or 1080p. I've got Fallout 4's loading screen up. I'm going to pull up options and I'm going to click medium because I want you to see that I've clicked medium detail. I'm going to hit OK. I'm accepting all the other presets. Let's hit play and see how well this works. I do have Fraps running, and the Fraps counter is going to be up here in the corner. Now it's currently set at 60 frames a second because it's just loading the intro movie. Press any button to start. This game loads remarkably quickly. I'm going to hit continue. This save game file is the one I use for all of my game performance reviews for Fallout 4, so we're in the exact same place so you can compare from computer to computer. I try to make the games the same between each video. They're not always the same. Some games I don't have a choice of. Now, Fallout 4 is one of those games that is locked to 60 frames a second. The frames counter won't go above that. The physics engine of Fallout 4 is set there, so ideally what we'd like to see is a minimum, maximum, and average, all right around 60 frames a second when I do the Fraps record run. Oh, that's definitely not going to happen. Okay, I haven't run this yet. This is my first try. 47 frames a second. Well, okay. That's a little better. I'm going to hit F11 to get 2 minutes of record. What I may do here is I'll do one at medium detail and I'll do another one at low, and we'll compare the two numbers. I'll have to trim. Yeah, this is, it's playable. It's laggy. I'll go ahead and do it because it gives us a number. This is going to require low, though, at least for me. There's hesitation in the game. Regardless of what the numbers are, I've said this in other videos, and I'll say this again. There's frame rate, and then there's play rate, maybe, if you want to call it. That's not a real term, but it is now. I just made it up. So the question is, when you press the key, does the character move right away? When you press space, does she jump right away? When you turn left, when you move the mouse, as I move the mouse around, it's there's just a touch of lag. Now, if you've never experienced otherwise, you might just count it as normal. But since I've played this on a decent computer, I know what normal looks like, and this ain't it. It's also worth noting, we aren't doing anything. We're not in combat, we're not in the cities, we're not in power armor, we're not engaged to 10 different enemies. I'll run over here to the beach where there are enemies. It's jittery, it's laggy. I wouldn't play the game this way. But I'm going to go ahead and record it so that we get the 2 minutes, and then I'll switch it over to low, and then we'll see how much that improves. Don't play games over their design limit for your computer because, frankly, it's a pretty poor experience, quite literally. I need a better gun than a shotgun. Oh, there we go. Now I'm in trouble. Our frame counter's back. All right, I'll cut this video. We'll be back with high detail in a second. And we're back to the loading screen. Okay, I said high. I meant low. Sorry. Options, low detail. There we go. Low detail, hit OK, hit play. Let's see if this one's any better. Because that honestly was, in my opinion, not playable. Too jittery, too laggy. There we go. At least it loads quickly. And it puts us right back at the same spot. Some weapons can completely disintegrate or, quote, gooify an enemy upon death. Don't worry, you can still retrieve any loot from their pile of ashes or puddle. I love the humor. By the way, how are you collecting their loot if you have gooified them? Oh, well, I guess their loot is magically not gooified even if their body is. Their body gooifies, but the clothes end up in a pile. Let's see here. 60 frames a second. This is better. I'm going to hit F11 again, and I'm going to try to run about the same location I did last time. It's okay. It's better. I'm not jumping up and down about it. This is going to require some manual tweaks. Will Fallout 4 run on a Pentium G4400 and an NVidia GeForce GTX 750 Ti by just clicking low? Yes. Would I recommend it? No. Now, I've run this game before on a 750 Ti, but not a Pentium G4400. That might actually be what's hurting us here, because the graphics card's actually not that bad. The CPU, the processor, the Intel chip, it's a $60 chip. It's entry level. I'm just headed over towards the water. I should probably set up a new save file closer to the water to avoid the run, but the run gives us a chance to see the performance, and the combat doesn't last very long anyway. Do some hoppeting, bunny hops. Come on, Mira Lurks or Maya Lurks or whatever they're called. Come over here and get shot with my shotgun that's completely ineffective and doesn't do a good job. Normally, you'd think if you shoot an animal with a shotgun, it would... Oh, there they are. Oh, they caught me by surprise. Oh. Ouch. Well, that's not pretty, but our frame counter came back at the same time. All right, here's what we need to do. I'm going to Alt F4 the game and close it there. And let's load that back up and try something else. All right, we're back. Okay, now we're already set to low, so what can we change to make it work on this $350 computer? I'm going to hit Options. I'm going to hit Low again, but even hitting Low, take a look at anti-aliasing. Anti-aliasing is set to FXAA Low. We're going to turn that off. We're going to go into Advanced, and I'm going to turn Texture Quality. Oh, that doesn't go any lower than Low. I'm going to make sure everything is set as low as it'll. Decal, Lighting. God Rays Quality, that's what we need to turn off. God Rays we're going to set to off. Depth of Field is standard. Ambient Occlusion, okay, you really want to have this on, but you know what, we're going to turn it off. All the settings are off. All the view distances are low. That wasn't a lot of changes, but we turned off full screen anti-aliasing, we turned off God Rays, and we turned off ambient occlusion. Basically 3 settings. Will it make a difference? Let's find out. Same location. Run number 3. All 3 sets of numbers will be there at the end in the text file showing minimum, maximum, and average going from medium to low with everything manually set to low. It's thinking about it. Almost there. And how does this perform? Hit F11 to start recording. Is it smoother? Yes, it is smoother. It's not as smooth as I would like. I'm not jumping up and down about it. And there isn't anything else you can do. It's set as low as it's going to go. We lower the resolution, I suppose. We go down to 900p, 1600 by 900, or we go down to 1280 by 720 resolution. This machine, by the way, is the first true dual-core, two-core chip that I have, without hyperthreading, that I have used in a long time. I didn't honestly know how much it was going to cut into the performance, but you got to try these things. And I have to say, oh, there they are. I'm not doing any damage to that shell. Nah. I've been crippled. Uh-oh, I'm not going to survive. My health is low, and I was killed, which is probably going to mess up the frame time counter running. Oh, and it's back. Only a little bit. All right, let's go take a look at the results. And here we are at the results. Now, this is interesting because it didn't feel this smooth. This is the example of why I don't just put up screens full of benchmark results, because they're not honest. On the first run, on medium detail, it said we had an average of 50 frames a second with a minimum of 37 and a max of 63. If all I did was put up the average, you might look at 50 frames a second and go, oh, 50 frames, that's not too bad. That's close to 60, that's playable. Medium wasn't even remotely playable. It was a terrible experience. And I'm not even referring to the minimum of 37. With an average of 50, a lot of the frames were over 50. It was laggy. It was not responsive. Going to low settings, the default of low, we have 59.6 frames per second. That's the middle result here. However, a minimum of 49, that should be playable, but it really wasn't. Even turning everything off, turning anti-aliasing off, turning God rays off, and turning ambient occlusion off, didn't really do anything for the performance. Minimum of 48 frames a second, max of 59. I still wouldn't play it. It still was laggy. I think the problem is the processor and not the video card, because we didn't get any further improvement to the frame rate. The frame rate looks fine, but when I pressed keys, when I moved the mouse, when I tried to do stuff, there was just a hint of stutter in the game. I think Fallout 4 requires an Intel Core i3. The Pentium G4400, Fallout 4, I don't recommend it. I'm sorry to say, yes, we could lower the resolution, but I don't think graphics performance is our limitation. I've played this game on the GTX 750 Ti before, and it was playable. It's not here. Well, I don't think it is. I mean, yes, obviously it plays, it runs, you could play, but go into a city, be surrounded by 20 people, and engage in a fight with a minigun and power armor, and that'll be useless. So, I cannot recommend Fallout 4 on an Intel Pentium G4400. What can I say? There's only so much you can expect out of a $350 machine. Like this video if you like it. Don't if you don't. Remember to subscribe to my channel. It's the big red button right down there. If you've already subscribed, thank you. And if not, you'll get upcoming videos, notifications on performance reviews, computer builds, and all kinds of fun stuff. Questions, comments, thoughts, feedback, suggestions, that's what the section below the video is for. And always, if you want to support my channel, use all the links in the description below. I will be eternally grateful. That's how you're going to get lots more videos. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.